Our next comment, Pete Tolsey travels all across the country, up and down the coast. You can also hear him on the Pod podcast and Epic Radio. Please give a nice warm welcome to G.D. Fenderson.
Right in business.
Mind your business. Yes, sir. See, an attorney never asks a question you already know the answer to. You're not an attorney. And I'm not a rat. I'm not telling you. I'm G.D. Fenderson. And I've had a pretty rough life for a white guy. But for a black guy, it's been pretty damn good. I have a great wife. My car is paid off. I have my own company, GD Funny LLC. For those of you not familiar with business jargon, LLC means little loan in cash. So I have a daytime job also. Okay. I work at Random House. Now, aside from having a great life for a black guy, I just found out I have diabetes.
Oh.
Yeah. And you know the really pissy part about that? In one day, I went from eat whatever the fuck I want to watch you eat whatever the fuck I want. It's a hard transition because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not like that. If I see something, I want it. If I say, I like that, what are you eating now? I'll have one of those. When I met my wife, I said, I'm eating that tonight. I don't waste time. If I know what I want, I want to get it. I don't want to sit there and go, oh, see. Can I have that? All right, honey, I'm meeting you again tonight. No carbs. I didn't even make it sound like a chore. It's not a chore. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Take a look at it. Look at it. Make sure you got a good one. Wait a minute. What was I saying? I'd like this. How about this? Now, my wife and I are fortunate enough that during COVID we got a new house. Now, I don't know how to make this sound funny because this is very traumatic. If you've ever done house shopping, it's thank you. Yeah, you've been there. See, here's the thing. The first thing, we moved in around November, so we were concerned about the neighbors. We don't know what kind of neighbors. No, we moved in December. We were house shopping in October. So we're driving through the neighborhoods and we're trying to look at the political signs. We know what kind of neighborhood we're moving in. Okay, that's the first thing. And this neighborhood, there were no political signs. We're like, hey, we're doing good. We're doing good. Nobody gives a shit about politics. They give a shit about who's moving in. Now, how do the neighbors get along? The neighbors all talking, you drive around, the neighbors are outside all talking to each other. That's a good sign. They're all talking, and this is during COVID. And so, and none of them are wearing masks. So I don't know. I said, okay, it's nice that they're social, but okay, fine. But still, they're social, and that's important to us. Then it turns out to me, my wife and I, we decided that, like, what if the neighbors are all nice to each other, and we move into the neighborhood and we're the asshole neighbors? Everybody saying, you know, the neighborhood is really nice before they moved. We liked the house before when the junkies lived there. No, seriously, there were junkies in the house before we moved there. I mean, 18 months before we got here. Here's the thing. We bought a flipper. We're the flippies, they're the flippers, and here's the deal. Whenever you, I have to do this real quick. Whenever they build a stadium, like a baseball stadium, a football stadium, or anything like that, he knows what I'm going to say already. He's probably helped me write it. Whenever they build a baseball stadium, before one person, before one game, if there are like 10,000 toilets in there, they have people come in and they all flush all the toilets at one time to make sure that at halftime or seventh inning stretch or when the Zamboni's running, that people don't flood the stadium. So it works. They do this. That's how they found out that it works. When you go to buy a house, if it has 4 bathrooms, take 4 friends with you. Okay, take 4 friends with you and stop at Taco Bell or 7-Eleven and eat something.
Oh!
And when you get there, see, that was our mistake. We went in and we looked at the bathroom. It's a nice bathroom. And we flushed the toilet. No, that's not testing a toilet. No, any toilet will flush water. Any toilet will flush pee. How many toilets are going to flush KFC? At once. We didn't find this out until 3 days. 3 days, and the toilet's backing up. We're like, what the hell? What's going on here? Cut a hole in the ceiling. The pipe for the toilet had no fall. No fall. That means it's not rolling downhill. Apparently they weren't kids. I was the youngest of 4 kids. I know shit rolls downhill. Okay? They apparently were the only child where shit is okay wherever it falls. And it just there. That's it. It stayed there. So 3 days. We were in the house for 3 days. We already had Horizon coming out to fix our plumbing. I'm just, like I said, I don't know how to make that funny. I just want you to know, if you're going to buy a house, test the toilets. Don't flush the toilet, no. Test the toilets. If it's got 4 bathrooms, bring 4 friends. 5 bathrooms, 5 friends. If it's a 1 bathroom, then form a line. And just flush it, flush it. Okay? The other thing you need to do, now, and this is for those of you who are being more than a couple, it's just myself and my wife in the house, is you need to go in one room and make sex noises. And have the other person stand around the house and find out who can hear you and in what room. So, you stand in the bed and you're like, oh baby, oh God, yes. I can hear you in the kitchen. All right, try the basement. Oh, yes, oh God, yeah. I can hear you in the basement. Front yard. Come on, give it to me. Here in the front yard. But see, our nearest neighbor is what? Almost 400 feet away. I mean, we have a lot of land around our house. And so, sound test your house. Find out who can hear what. And also, you don't want to have a fight in your house and your neighbors have that awkward look like, you'll go say, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Tina. Hey, Tina, how's it going? And Tina heard my wife and I fight, and the night before she goes like, hey, J.D. She knows all of our problems because the walls, So you have to test your house. You have to know what the neighbor's going to know about you before you let them know what they know. You don't want people hearing shit. Another thing is, since we have this house, I don't know when my wife is mad at me now. In the old house, she got mad. She slammed doors, she slammed toilet seats, she slammed closets. This house, all the doors do this. You slam the doors. In the morning, I can't hear it from outside, and I walk in the house thinking everything is fine because you're like, and every single closet, every toilet, there's a. So I don't know I'm in trouble, and I come out and say, hey, oh shit.
Oh.
Which joke was it? I thought it was funny when I was thinking it, and then I said it, and I said, fuck. Sleeping on the couch. I said, look. So I'm going to go back a little bit. My wife and I, I stopped drinking because my wife and I both can't drink at the same time. We can't, because when we drink at the same time, we have stupid arguments. Okay, and we'll argue about things we agree on. Okay? Yeah, we were watching MSNBC. We were watching a show, Melissa Harris Perry. We were watching that show, and my wife says to me, and this is why Melissa Harris Perry has been on there for a little bit, but my wife says, she only talks about women's issues. She never talks about men's issues. And I said, no. Just last week, we were discussing men's issues. And she goes, okay, so she rarely discusses men's issues. I said, right, she seldom does it. And my wife goes, are you trying to start a fight? I said, what? I said, rarely. Yeah. And I said, right, she seldom says, yeah, you said seldom. I said, rarely. We're saying the same thing. No, No. Is there something wrong with your hearing? I said rarely, you said seldom. That's not the same thing. You are going to sleep on the couch tonight. Sofa. So how many of you have a regular doctor? Any regular doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you audition your doctor before you got him? See her? See, no, see, that's your mistake. I'm telling you now. Do you like your doctor? Okay, I like my doctor, but I literally, and I recommend this to everyone, you date your doctor first. Not literally date. Not literally date. What I mean is, this person is going to be seeing you naked and sticking their hands in places that very few people stick their hands. I don't want to do that over and over again with different doctors because I don't like their talk, okay? So I called around. I said, hi, doctors. First of all, I want a woman doctor. Because if I start liking the hands in there, I'm just saying, if it's a woman doctor, I can at least pretend that it's a good thing. If it's a guy doctor, there's no pretending. Yeah, you can't pretend enough. You can't. And you don't know why he's in that field. If it's a woman doctor, it doesn't matter why she's doing it, it feels good. You don't worry about motives. So I called my doctor, I called an audition, and I said, hi, I'm Fenderson. I said, I need a new position. My position retired. I'm old enough that my doctors are retiring. That's okay. I was born in 1959. You do the math if you can't, I'm 41. If you can't do the math, shut the fuck up. So my doctor retired, so I'm out of a doctor, and I'm looking around, I'm calling around, and I said, okay, woman doctor, and so I'm asking about her, and she said, well, why do you want a woman doctor? And of course, I didn't want to tell her about the feeling good with the fingers. I told her something that she wants to hear. I said, well, here's the deal. If a woman has the same degree as a man, I know she worked twice as hard as a man. True. And yes, and I said, if you're pretty, you work 3 times harder because you want to be taken seriously. You want to know that you got that, not because you have a great rack or a great ass or because your eyes are pretty or complexion you have. No, you want to know you got it because you got that A+ on that paper and not that you have a C+ up here. Okay? So, I'm talking to my prospective doctor. She's my doctor now. And I said, I asked him, what size are your hands? How big are your hands? I just want to know. Because, and how sure of you, when you make a decision, how confident are you in what you're saying? Because I don't want her to go, I'm going to use 2 fingers so I can get a second opinion right away. I want her to go 1 finger and know what she's doing. I don't want to go, gotta do it again. Of course, if she does it right, it's like, okay. Where's that camera? So, that's just a little advice about how to get a doctor because, like I said, they're going to be seeing you naked a lot. And you want to be friends with them. You don't want them going, you're not going to believe what I saw in there. Because doctors are people too, they talk. Okay, the Hippocratic Oath says they can't give out your medical records. It doesn't say anything about them talking about your growth. Okay? Or that you get an erection when you put their fingers, they can talk about that and they do. Now, I got a colonoscopy. When I got my first colonoscopy, they told me I had to call the specialist and schedule it myself. They gave me a referral. So I called, and I said, hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, and I'd like to set up, I'd like you to send me the do-it-yourself colonoscopy kit. And the lady goes, excuse me? I said, I want the do-it-yourself colonoscopy kit. And she says, I don't think that works like that. I said, yeah, I have my own camera. Just send me the lube, I can do my own kit. So I had to go in. And when I go in, just before they put me under, I hear a bunch of laughter. And when you're a comedian, that's what you love to hear. Just before I went under, they pulled back my gown, and on the back of my butt, there was a sticker that I put there, and it said, "You break it, you buy it." Now, how many of you remember when your parents taught you about oral sex?
I've never told you.
I'm telling you now, I guarantee you, your parents told you about oral sex. You just don't know. You don't remember. Okay.
Trust and believe, but no.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm about to tell you, trust and believe. You don't. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to tell you where it happened. It happened at the dinner table. Okay, because that's where all conversations happen, serious conversations around the dinner table. So, you're sitting at the dinner table, the food is there, daughter's there, son's there, mother's there, and it goes something like this. Excuse me. Are you gonna play with that all night? You're gonna put it in your mouth? I didn't know you don't like it until you try it. Put it in your mouth. What's the? Don't do that. That's a choking hazard.
Terrible.
What? So what's in your face? Like, man. That's some of your hair. No, don't spit that out. That's a good source of protein. What? Don't laugh, boy, you better not be laughing at your sister. Finish what's on your plate. What? I don't care what you think it smells like. And what does Wu-Tang Clan smell like anyway? Come on. Just hold your nose and eat it. Boy, of course it's moist. You don't want to eat that dry. What's that in your hair? It looks like mayonnaise. Let me tell you something. Do you know why your mother and I gotten along so well? Because whatever she puts in front of my face, I eat it with a smile. That was your parents. That was your parents teaching you about oral sex. I hope you clean your plates. I'm G.D. Fenderson. Look me up on Facebook, Twitter, parking lot, men's room.